Well, it's official. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee have finally been revealed to us as legitimate games, and I gotta say, it looks amazing. From graphics, Pokemon scaling, Pokemon Go integration, to even a freaking co-op mode, there is going to be a lot of new features added to this revisit of Kanto. But even though there was a lot revealed to us in this latest trailer, I still think there are some more new features that could potentially be added to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So I thought today I'd count down the list of what I believe to be the top 5 best new features to add to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now before we start, I do want you to make note that these games aren't the true core RPG games we've been waiting for. Yes, they're being developed by Game Freak themselves, but these games are more of a casual main series game rather than a core main series game that the more hardcore fans are used to, and those will be coming to us sometime in 2019. So with that in mind, plus the fact that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee seem to stray away from the traditional Pokemon games, some of the features / mechanics on this list will be a bit out there. But let's not forget that these games are giving us a co-op mode. Literally anything is possible here. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started. One of the newest features and talking points that were brought to the table when the Nintendo Switch was just revealed was the addition of their newest controllers called the Joy-Cons. Not only were these things cool to look at and had the same abilities as a Wiimote, but they also added one of the best mechanics to a controller called the HD Rumble. And I think there's so much you can do with motion controls in these Pokemon games. In the trailer, Game Freak already showed signs of using that mechanic by giving us the ability to actually throw a Pokeball with either the Joy-Con or the new Pokeball Plus. But I think Game Freak can go even further with motion controls. What if you had to actually act out a Mega Evolution or Z-move in order to use it? Sure, that may seem stupid to any of us adults, but for kids, I think this would be an extremely fun feature to add. And again, this video game is targeted for children, so it really makes me think about my life. Plus, coming from a YouTuber, can you imagine actually seeing some of these Poketubers trying to act out Z-moves? The amount of entertainment one can get from that is insane. Like, imagine Mystic doing Twinkle Tackle. Actually, you don't have to, because I got it right here. And with HD Rumble, I think it's possible for Game Freak to add another brand new feature where players can actually feel things that go on in the game. For example, if you're getting hit with an attacking move like Flamethrower or Surf, the HD Rumble can mimic the feeling of actually getting hit with those moves. Of course, it wouldn't be like burning your hand or anything, but they can mimic fiery wisps and movements of water. But the buck doesn't stop there. There are plenty of other things you can do with this, like feel the movement and vibration of a Pokeball, feel the feeling of actually throwing a Pokeball, to even something like petting or taking care of your Pokemon on refresh. All of these features add up to a goal that Game Freak is trying to achieve with these Pokemon games, which is to fully immerse oneself in the Pokemon world, and to be honest, I would love to see them added. Persona 5, which you can find a Let's Play of on my second channel, is a game that I admit hold near and dear to my heart. And I think one of the best things about this game is the whole relationship system and how you actually have to spend time with your friends and get to know them. It adds a sense of realism to a video game and is just a fun mechanic to have in a game. And adding a feature similar to this into a Pokemon game could work very well. Of course, I'm not asking Game Freak to have the exact same model as in the Persona games because that would be crazy, but a much simplified version of it is something that can be attainable. An idea I had in mind was maybe adding extra text for specific important characters like Brock, Misty, and Professor Oak, providing more of a backstory or just friendly conversation. But after that dialogue is done, they'll ask you to do separate side quests like catch them a certain Pokemon, get them an item, or maybe even help them stop Team Rocket from doing a crime. These are just bare bones quests, but I'm sure you can further improve it to make it more fun. The point here is that you have to do a certain amount of these quests in order to progress farther in the relationship and become better friends with them. And as a reward for completing these tasks, you can unlock new interesting dialogue, get rare and awesome items like the shiny charm, lucky egg, or amulet coin, and maybe even have them join you in your adventure. I think since they have this new co-op feature added, if you have no friends like me, then having something like this around could really help make up for that fact. But with this cool idea in mind, is it possible to add it to a Pokemon game? And well, with everything that I've seen from this new trailer, I do think it's something that can be brought in the future, so I just hope it's sooner rather than later. Speaking of Persona 5, another feature to have come from that very game was the option to get yourself a job. It wasn't something that was directly created by Persona, but it was popularized by them, so we'll just go with that. The system was a great mechanic because of the fact that money can be scarce in-game, and taking a job would earn you said money to purchase the goods that you need. And I think adding a feature like this to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee would be really interesting to see. And there are a lot of things you can do with this, like work at the mart, the Pokemon Center, clean up the SSN, maybe even work at a restaurant. I don't know, the possibilities are freaking endless. I mean, come on, I think we've all thought about what it's like to work at the Pokemon Center at least one time. And these events don't have to be boring spend time events where all you do is just watch a cutscene. To make things more interesting, why not add a Mario Party style of mini games specific to the job you are doing? For example, if you're cleaning up the SSN, why not have a game where you have to wipe up dirty spots in a certain amount of time? Or if you're working at a restaurant, you can have gameplay similar to the style of one of my favorite Wii games and apps on the phone, Order Up and Order Up to Go. And depending on how well you do on each minigame will determine how much money you will get in return. But the rewards don't have to just be money, because I know that isn't the most difficult thing to come by in Pokemon games, so being rewarded with rare items such as rare candies, heart scales, good TMs, or even items required to evolve certain Pokemon would be great too. All in all, this isn't a groundbreaking important feature to add, but it would be something that adds another layer to the game, and it could also just be fun. Now, when the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee leaks first surfaced, a very worrying detail that was given on the post was that these were essentially just yellow remakes for the Switch. Now, don't get me wrong, I can dig a good remake, but we've already visited Kanto so many times in the past that I don't want it to just be the same region over and over again. It's like only eating pizza every day for the rest of your life. It's great, but sometimes you just want a little variety. But lucky enough, during the Nintendo press conference, a point that Game Freak wanted to highlight was that these games aren't just yellow remakes, but rather a reimagining of the Gen 1 games. So it got my mind thinking, what if these new Pokemon games brought about a completely new change to the Pokemon region? And what I mean by that is that Kanto doesn't look entirely like Kanto. This would be a brilliant idea to bring to these games because it would not only please the casual fans by bringing back that Gen 1 nostalgia, but also keep the hardcore fans like myself still very interested in these games. Because while yes, new mechanics like the ones shown in the trailer are nice, what will keep us super invested in the games is a new experience of the Kanto region, story-wise at least. What I would personally like to see in terms of a new Kanto would be new cities, small towns, and maybe even new gyms. And Game Freak wouldn't really have to think about it too much, because in the anime, there were some awesome cities that weren't even used in the Pokemon games. You can literally just pull these cities from the anime and plop them into the games. That is more than enough to make me happy. In terms of gyms, you can close down Viridian and Cinnabar Islands gyms and just create 2 new ones in one of these newly created towns. I think adding this feature would give the game its own identity and give us another reason to fully play out Let's Go Pikachu. It's not necessary in order for the games to be successful or good, but I think this would make them even better. And finally, coming in at the #1 spot, we have something that I've been wanting out of the Pokemon games for a very long time. Ever since Gen 7 brought us these mini side quest missions like the Haunted Trainer School, it made me wonder if Pokemon was ever going to switch into a more quest style of RPGs. I mean, come on man, I think it would be so freaking cool to see the extra content added to Let's Go because it would increase the longevity of the game. But one of the problems that I had with the extra side quest missions in Gen 7 was the fact that the only thing you got from it was a little bit of extra lore, and that's about it. Now don't get me wrong, I love a bit of lore, but I don't see how other people can be incentivized to do these tasks. So what I suggest is to improve upon the mechanic that was already built. So in order to obtain side quest missions, you would still have to go up and talk to random people throughout the region. But now, instead of receiving virtually nothing for it, let's incentivize the players by giving them cool exclusive items, maybe some extra EXP for the entire team, and of course, the added lore. This would give fans a new way to grind their Pokemon up and make it a lot less tedious. And another problem I had with the Sun and Moon side quest was that we couldn't really keep track of any of the side quests you took. So I offer that you add a new item to these games called the Journal, where you can track main quests along with side quests and directions on where to go. This would keep things a lot more organized and easy to manage. This to me is the most important feature Game Freak needs to add, because the side quests added in Gen 7 were good, but can definitely be improved upon. And I would love to see it happen in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and become an Eryizo today. I honestly have to say that I'm so excited for these new games to come out, and I've really enjoyed making this video. So if you want to see more Pokemon Let's Go content on the channel, make sure to let me know by leaving a like on this video. If you want to check out the previous video I did, be sure to click the annotation on the left. If you want to see more Pokemon Let's Go videos, click the other annotation on the right. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.